first episode.
It's the very first
CRTea.
episode of CRT, a CoreNet Global New York little spin-off of our podcast. And if you haven't checked our podcasts out, you should.
This is going to be a short form version of the latest hot goss that the commercial real estate industry in the greater New York City area has to offer.
Exactly. And I mean, the reality is we're not breaking the news. We aren't. We're both busy professional people, and our committee is too. But I think it's the stuff that we are finding interesting in the headlines and asking ourselves and asking everybody else what that might...
Some subject matter enthusiasts, not specialists.
Subject matter falling down a rabbit hole is more the reality.
Absolutely.
I'm a rabbit hole enthusiast.
As am I.
Yeah.
Here we are. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
First episode of CRT.
Yeah, what
the
do you
latest
got?
and greatest.
What are you thinking?
The casino and the possibility to have 3 separate casinos by 3 different organizations owned and operated throughout the lower part of New York is what they're calling it. They're calling it Downstate. Hate that.
What does that mean, though?
Not a fan.
I mean, New York is a big state. So
everything above Manhattan and Westchester, because that's where I'm from, and Yonkers is upstate. Don't get me wrong.
So I mean,
but we're not downstate.
I mean, we're like little side state.
We're a little piece of the puzzle.
We're a
I don't
piece
know.
of the puzzle. But either way, downstate, it makes life easier. Fine. Downstate casino licenses.
Yes. There are 3 out right now. 3 to 4 different organizations are kind of holding on hope for to receive those permits to build a casino. One was for Times Square that was not accepted, not received.
That's correct. So SL Green, they were originally doing a bid specifically for Times Square. This is what I read, and the rumor mills abound that they were out. But I was recently just reading, Mark Holliday was saying there might still be an opportunity. He's looking still for an in. And I think SL Green is still thinking that that's a really good place potentially for a casino. I mean, in Manhattan, if I was to pick one place that I was like, you know where a casino should go?
The already busiest place.
Already the busiest place.
Yeah.
And I think, that's already kind of a hub for like commerce and entertainment, that there's kind of a logic around.
We'll call it all that. Entertainment.
Yeah, it's about entertainment. And so, I mean, I question whether something like that is going to completely change everything that's like around that area. But at least in terms of the Times Square radius, I don't think there's going to be a ton of movement in terms of what is already being offered there and what's now could be offered.
It won't shift what people go there for, which is entertainment, but it would change the landscape of it with just the foot traffic. I think it will bring more people for longer stays. Because when you think about a casino, a lot of people just think about the slot machines, the poker table, whatever that may be on the gaming side of it, the actual gambling side. But in reality, it's all that infrastructure to support not just that floor, because that'll have to be a building, that'll have to be a plot of land allocated for that, but also to house the people in hotels, restaurants, to feed them. Every other accommodation under the sun that you can think of, it starts getting bigger and bigger. It is not just one slot machine in the corner of a gas station. This is a massive scale operation that will change the physical landscape of Times Square. I don't know what that change looks like, but I know it will be something big.
I mean, and I think this is kind of why sometimes it has taken like 5 or 6 years for these things to come out, because
Very true.
The community implications of something that is like so massive like a casino are inherently going to have roll-down effects across the entire area.
Yeah.
But either way, Times Square, technically out. MGM just recently announced that they are no longer bidding, and they were originally going after sort of a small area up in Yonkers, I think, which was one of the other locations still in play.
MGM or Yonkers?
MGM, it was Yonkers.
But Yonkers is now out.
Yonkers and MGM are
I gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
I just was reading that in the New York Times the other day that they pulled out, or they're no longer involved in
Interesting.
that. So I believe the only ones left are 2 in Queens and 1 in the Bronx. Cool. And so right now it's really interesting because they're also different in terms of location, right? You've got
well, there's Citi Field, which already has a lot of spectator sport style events that would bring droves and droves of people at one specific time and then send them all home.
I mean, so that was Hard Rock, and I think Hard Rock is still absolutely still in with Citi Field and is looking to potentially expand sort of that entertainment hub that's around Queens. But the craziest thing, and we'll get to some of the other ones, So the New York Board of Gaming, or whatever it's called.
I think so.
I think it's the New York Board of Gaming or something. They were like, we know we have 3, but we don't have to give out 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they were like,
Kind of snaky about the whole
I
thing.
know. I
Weird.
mean, like, so you could give out 0, you could have 1. I mean, because realistically, it's like, so there are 3 left. There's the 2 Resort Worlds that's also out in Queens. They currently have a racetrack and are looking to expand their resort options. And then there's the one that's up in the Bronx, which I have just lost the name of. Wait, let me look it up. Hold.
While you're doing that, I think a lot of it is all about...
Bally's Corporation. Sorry, so
Interesting.
sorry, Bally's.
I think all of it is about what those organizations are bringing to the greater community.
Yes.
And the gaming, we'll call it board, commission, whatever it is. I think, excuse me, they don't want the 1-to-1 ratio of organization chasing the rights to do this.
Yes.
I think they want a little bit of a bidding war, which I think is not war, but something along the lines of, oh, we don't have a complete monopoly because there's 3 people chasing it and there's 3 things to chase.
Right.
I think they want to say, well, it could be 2 things to chase and 3 organizations, or 3 and 4 because of the Yonkers situation. MGM, you said?
MGM.
With MGM being out, that kind of shifts the view from all those other organizations in my mind.
Downstate now, super downstate.
Not Brooklyn, don't.
Oh, we haven't gone to Brooklyn. I mean, I think it's really interesting. I don't have any idea what's going to happen. I am really fascinated with the fact that there are 3 bids left, and technically we all thought that was like, great, sign, seal, deliver.
But not.
But it's not. And so there's still this sort of open question, and I think the biggest thing that's going to really transform what we expect to see is what's happening in November.
The election.
And I don't think either of us have any clue what that could mean for this casino bid, but it's definitely something that we are keeping our...
Something you have to watch truly day by day, and not because our one of the 3 candidates at the moment is, no one's shifting their view, no one's shifting their motives or strategy.
Yeah.
But day by day, specifically for the giving out of this, the allocating of finish it.
I mean, I think there's pros and cons to any, and I think that's what you're trying to say. Is
Yes.
that like a casino could bring a lot of jobs. It could also price people out of their homes. I think there's a
100%.
lot of stuff that goes on, and each candidate is going to have a different opinion of like how that helps their
Positives and negatives, and
Yes.
everyone on that organization's side wants to showcase the positives.
Yes.
The New York people have to kind of say, hey, maybe there are some negatives to this. How do we mitigate those if we're going to give these out? That's, I think, the main question.
I don't know why in my heart of hearts I wonder if it'll just sort of like fade off into the distance and we'll never hear from it, or we're going to get a big announcement any day. It feels like it could be one or the other, because you're right. It feels day by day, even though we have been talking about this for like 5 to 6 years.
Absolutely.
So how is it day by day and also year by year?
Phenomenal question. And I think that spins it perfectly to you, the viewer. If you hear anything, call in, email
you can
us.
Call us.
We're filming this on a
email
phone,
us,
but
maybe. So we're available at all CoreNet Global New York, Instagram, LinkedIn. If you want to buzz us, there's probably a way to connect with this. But if you guys hear anything, any hot goss or
Let us
just
know.
information, definitely let us know. We're super interested. And if there's maybe another topic you guys would like us to talk about, also drop us a line.
I think what we're going to do next time, scaffolding.
We are sitting underneath the big thing of scaffolding, and the laws related to trying to get these things out of here is really fascinating.
Also evolving.
Also evolving. Okay, well, I mean, let's be honest, New York City, it's ever evolving. So, yeah, join us next time. You might see our face, you may not. Anyways, this is...
Peter Fontanello.
And I'm Adrielle Slough. Thanks for joining us.